Hey besties, how we doing? Welcome back to my channel. I already want to preemptively thank you for clicking on this video because it takes a lot to click on my videos sometimes, especially with some of the thumbnails I have. Um, Today we are starting the very first series on my channel, which is going to be called Read It or Yeet It. And this time it's going to be manga, so what we are going to do, it's going to be manga first impressions. So what I'm going to be doing is reading the first volume in a bunch of different manga, and pretty much giving y'all a rundown of what happens in it, and then um, talking about, like, do I want to read it, or do I want to yeet it? Do I want to get rid of the first one, like, get rid of it, don't read it after the first one, or do I want to keep reading? This time, we did, to start off the series, we got a nice one. We got Tiger and Bunny. Now, was this series ever big? Like, did it ever get super big? Because I feel like I did not hear a single thing about it. And I'm trying to figure out when it came out, but I actually have no idea. Okay, it doesn't say. That's disrespectful. I'm trying to get an answer? Okay. I don't know when it came out, but I feel like I never heard anything about it until I literally bought the manga myself. And I know it's an anime, too. I think it's Viz Media, I think. Yeah, this was right there. Could you see that? Viz Media. But yeah, anyway. That was a little much. Anyway, let's get into it. So this is going to be broken down into 3 sections. It's going to be before, like, what I thought before reading it, like a little summary of it, and then will I read it or eat it? Period. So before reading, the basic plot, I thought the basic plot in the back of the book kind of reminded me of My Hero Academia, which I'm sure this baddie came out before My Hero Academia, but we're not going to talk about it. I was reminded of it because, so the superheroes are called Next, and they are superheroes because of, like, a mutation or something like that, and I'm pretty sure that's the exact thing that's in My Hero Academia, like a genetic mutation or something, so it very much gave me My Hero Academia vibes. So on the back of the book, it talks about, like, a TV series and, like, a TV show for the superheroes, and supposedly, well, before I read it, supposedly they said, like, it's just very much, like, televised, and, like, all the things the superheroes do is, like, televised and stuff like that. So I was interested to see how that plays into it because, like, I've never seen that. Um, I was interested to see how, like, that would play into the story, and, like, does it matter? Does it, like, do anything? Um, I did think Wild Tiger was kind of cute. Don't hate me. Don't hate me, besties. Oh, and also, the cover art, this little baddie, he reminded me of Voltron. Voltron is my brain rot ever since I started reading it, or watching it. I can't get it out of my head. So, moving on to the summary. So it starts out with action. We are immediately thrown into a crime scene. We are immediately thrown right into it. We are also introduced to the TV aspect of it, because people are literally, like, it's very reminiscent of the Super Bowl with how people are crowded around a TV, like in bars and stuff, like cheering on their teams. That's the same kind of thing, like very reminiscent of that, and like sporting, like big sporting events in general. The TV aspect, it's kind of like if you were to take reality TV and mix it with the news. It's all, like, focused on, like, when, like, all the action shots and, like, when a superhero arrives on the scene, and when they, like, leave a scene, or if they get hurt, or if they don't get hurt, if they arrest someone. Like, it's very much focused on all of that. So it's, like, news mixed with, like, reality TV. The heroes, so with the reality TV aspect, the heroes are based, like, ranked by a system, and they're given points, and it's called the Rescue Entertainment Program. So they are basically, like, ranked against each other, and so they get points. Like, an example was one of the superheroes was the first to arrive on the scene, and he got, like, 25 points for being the first on the scene. So they get points for stuff like that. And I know, like, people that get arrests first, or, like, people that um, arrive on the scene second get points and things like that. So we are introduced to, I'm just going to read them off because I can't remember all of them. Fire Emblem, Rock Bison, Dragon Kid, Origami Cyclone, Wild Tiger, sup, Sky High, which he is the reigning Hero King, and Blue Rose. Um, so it seems that the superheroes are very much like focused on the points and kind of like absorbed in it a little bit. And I don't even want to say that's willing because we'll talk about like the aspects of the whole thing later on. But Tiger really seems to be the only person that doesn't like care about the points. He's like being a hero is all about justice and saving people and all this stuff. So he like seems to be the only one that has an issue with it. So as the story goes on, we follow the crime, and Dragon Kid, she shows up and immediately arrests 2 out of 3 of these baddies. Somehow the third one gets away, and this man hijacks. Let me make sure I got it right. He hijacks a taxi, a monorail, and a blimp-looking thing. Tell me how he did that. Tell me how he did that. This man must be a next. He must be able to fucking teleport because how did he do that? Um, so the battle ensues. They keep going. They're trying to get these suspects, and a new hero appears out of nowhere. Like no one has seen this man before. No one has seen this costume before. They're like, what's going on? He really makes an entrance because he saves Tiger. He catches this man bridal stout because he's falling out of the sky. Tiger's powers are that he has like 100 times extra strength and like ability but it's only 5 minutes. So Mans reaches his 5 minute limit, falls out of the sky, about to be killed. So this new hero saves him, and everybody's like, "Who are you?" Tiger's basically like, "Who just caught me out of the sky?" So this man shows his face, which is apparently very unlike most other heroes, and that's obvious because basically all of them except the female characters have masks, which I didn't think about that until now. Is that supposed to be a message about something? I don't know. I'll have to think about that. To be honest, so after the people are arrested, like the guys who they were trying to catch, the heroes gather for like their ranking for the end of the season because I guess that episode was the last of the season, and the TV show is called just Hero TV. Sky High, of course, he ranks the highest. He's the Hero King yet again. The new hero who appeared is introduced during the ceremony. His name is Barnaby Brooks Jr., and he has literally the same exact power as Tiger. Literally the same. Does that make sense? I didn't know they could have the same exact powers. The awards go on. Tiger eventually leaves because he's like, this is annoying, I'm done. Like, why is this random young person, random new hero just being like praised for everything? We cut to later. Barnaby meets with the media, and he's told he is teaming up with someone. Can you guess who it is? It's my man's Wild Tiger. But they are forming the first ever superhero duo because everyone else works solo. So they are forming the first ever superhero duo with Tiger. So that ends chapter 1. In chapter 2, Tiger and Barnaby, they get like these new hero suits, and this guy on the front, that suit is actually Tiger's suit. So it all makes sense now. It all loops back. Full circle, babes. Full circle. For this mission, a giant-ass statue starts moving and destroying the entire city. So they literally got a call, like the superheroes got a call, like, this statue just started moving out of nowhere. That's literally what it said. They said it was like, this statue just started moving. I'd be like, bestie, find somebody else. I can't do this. Tiger and Barnaby, that's their first case as a duo. They bicker a lot. I mean, I figured we could all tell that was going to happen because when does that not happen with an anime character? But they bicker a lot. So chaos literally ensues. They're trying to defeat the statue, and it's going on, and it stops moving out of nowhere. And everybody's like, what's going on? It stops moving for like over an hour. It's just vibing out for an hour. In the meantime, Barnaby, he goes to like investigate because he's like, well, you can't be that far away from it. Like, if you're controlling it, you can't be that far away from it, right? It's like, it's not an RC car. You can't be that far away. But everybody else decides to go by. Like, Tiger literally just does not give a shit. He's like, alright, peace out. this is a mess. While Barnaby is looking, he sees this kid, and he's like, the kid is like tearing down these posters, and when he sees Barnaby, he's like, bye. This man literally runs. He like runs away from Barnaby, and Barnaby goes to look at the poster. Barnaby goes to look at the poster he was tearing down, and it was for an ice skating tournament that was happening that night. And it has this like kid on it who was gonna win the figure skating or whatever. Um, so that ends chapter 2. And chapter 3 starts off. Blue Rose performs her song to keep those viewers up. Like she's killing it. The statue starts to move again. Out of nowhere, after like an hour, this girl's like, "Oh, I'm awake. What are you guys doing?" She comes to life out of nowhere. Heroes are back on the scene, obviously, because who else is going to deal with a giant statue just running around the city? Um, turns out, that kid who was ripping down those posters, is the culprit. Yeah, he's the one controlling it. Um, so they're like, why is this kid controlling this giant statue? What is he doing? He's obviously a next because most people can't control statues, as far as I know. Um, so so Barnaby and Tiger are captured by the statue. They're like literally like this. They're one is here, one is in this hand. Apparently they pass out for a while and like it just jumps back to them still being caught. Another statue starts to move. So this child is just like jumping from statue to statue. It's like a lion or something. It's like a historical one, and the heroes obviously have to stop it. Um, they can't destroy the statue because it is an artifact. I can't remember what kind of artifact it is, but it's like they're like the TV station's like, don't destroy it. And Tiger's like, forget that. Like I'm gonna destroy it to save this kid. And they're like, do you want to pay the property damages? That's kind of Tiger's thing. He like doesn't care about property damage or like anything like that. I can't remember what his like actual full thing is, but he literally will destroy everything. Like with the monorail, man's ripped up the entire track like it was nothing. Like, girl, you gonna pay to fix that? No, ma'am. The kid controlling the statue takes it to the ice skating rink. Big shocker, since we figured out that kid on the poster. Um, the kid who was on the poster, who was like the one who's going to be the champion, or supposed to be the champion, or whatever, he actually bullies the kid who is controlling the statue, and that's where this kid's doing it. He's like, fuck this, I'm gonna, like, get revenge, I'm gonna, I guess, eat this man with a statue, I don't know, like, eat him with a lion statue, like, I don't know the thought process behind that. Like, was he going to crush him? Was he gonna, like, can the statue eat? Like, is that a thing? There's a lot of logistical things that this child did not think of for some reason. I guess he's a child. That's beside the point. Tiger, so they basically, like, the kid on the statue gets to the ice skating rink, and he, like, tries to, I think he actually was trying to eat him. He, like, tries to eat the kid who was bullying him. And Tiger and Barnaby are like, whoa, kid, you can't be doing that. Tiger talks to this kid. He basically talks him down and tells him that there's like nothing wrong with being a next because the people who were bullying him were like, oh, you're a freak, you're a weirdo because you're next and you'll never be a hero. And blah, blah, blah. Very much, again, very much the whole My Hero Academia bullied for being different type of thing. And he was like, you can be a hero. Like, your power is incredible. You, like, are literally controlling giant statues. Like, do you know how cool that is? And the kid actually listens to Tiger and turns himself into the police. Um, but as he's doing that, the ice skating rink starts to just fall over. I guess because a giant statue went through it, like, 20 minutes earlier. So it starts to go over, it's too heavy for the heroes because they're like, oh my god, we'll use the ice to stop it because Blue Rose is like ice power, and I think it's, what's his name? I forgot his name. Hold on. Rock Bison. He's like a big, tall, buff man, robot thing. I don't know. Rock Bison goes over and he's like, I got this, but he's like, just kidding, this is too heavy. And then Tiger goes over and he's like, just kidding, this is too heavy. And he like, the kid's name is Tony, and he's like, Tony, come over here, come help. And Tony's like, no, I can't, I'm not a hero. And Tiger's like, get over here, you are a hero, and he uses his giant statue to pick up the ice skating rink and put it back in place so it doesn't crush anyone. And like with the story that Tiger was talking about, he was talking about like how I think it was like a legendary hero like talked to him and was like, it's okay to be different. You're a hero." Blah, 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 blah. So it ends with Barnaby. He's like, I think he's at his house or something, but he's looking at pictures of a child who I think is Tiger as a kid with that hero he was talking about, and he says, "This is it, Ouroboros." Ouroboros? I don't know. I don't know if that's, I'm saying it, I'm probably not saying it right. It's Ouroboros. I don't know how to say that. But that is where it ends. So we're left in a little bit of a cliffhanger, which I kind of like. So getting into my thoughts after reading it. So I thought it was a pretty cool concept. I think the idea of the TV show kind of makes it interesting because, like I said, it's very obvious that a lot of the superheroes are like, all other than like Tiger, very much invested in like the point system, and they're very much into like, oh, I gotta get the most points. It's gotta be me, bestie. So I would be interested to see like how that plays into everything, and like kind of to see how far they're willing to go to get the points. Like, are they willing to risk their lives? Are they willing to risk like their safety? Are they willing to risk other people's safety? I like that it's fast paced, but so I guess I really can't say this because it was just the first volume, but I would like a little bit more story. But I'm sure it'll get into that because this was just an introduction, like showing us how things work in the society and like all that good stuff. So I'm sure it'll get more into story, especially with how it ended. Like that was a little ominous. I want to know more about like how the Hero Society works. Like, is it similar to My Hero Academia where there's like ones who use it for good and ones who use it for bad? Like, is it similar to that? Like, I'm sure it is, and I'm sure they'll get into that, but like that was something that stuck out to me immediately. I think it was a really strong first volume in a series. I think it was pretty cool, and I think it was, especially with that little cliffhanger at the end, I think it was like a really good just intro to like what this is about. And I like that there's a little bit of mystery. So the real closing statement of this video, will I read it after this volume, or will I yeet it? I think I am going to read it. I liked it enough, and I was interested enough, and the whole cliffhanger made me interested enough that I think I'm going to keep reading it. Besties, I better start saving my money because I don't know how long this series is. I don't know how expensive. Manga is expensive. Can we talk about that for a minute? Manga is expensive. It is not like, it's not even expensive in like the grand scheme of things, but I feel like it's expensive because like, maybe there's a reason for it. Maybe it's because it's like an international thing. That would make sense. I don't know. But everything is too expensive. Not even just manga. Everything's too expensive. Anyway, so yes, in the first episode of Read It or Yeet It, I will read it. If you did stick around, please don't hesitate to subscribe and follow me on all my other platforms, which will be somewhere down there. I don't know. I stream on Twitch, and I have a second channel. If you don't want to see me be a dumb, nerdy idiot, that other channel is more about like activism and like serious topics and things like that. But I also have a podcast. It's called All the Good Stuff. It's where I talk about all the good stuff. If you want to know what that means, you'll have to listen to it. It's on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and I like iHeartRadio, and I think Google Podcasts too. I don't know. I'll link a bunch down below because I have a bunch of different. I also dumb, stupid little me. I also post it on this channel every week too. I just post the audio. I plan on making a video podcast at some point, but for now it's just the audio. So thank you again for sticking around for the very first episode of Read It or Yeet It. There will be many more to come because guess what? I have about 5 other manga series that I only have the first volume of. So please stay tuned for that. I will continue to be posting a bunch of nerdy shit on this channel, so stay tuned. thank you guys again for tuning in, and I really appreciate it, and I hope you come hang with me on Twitch or listen to my podcast. Peace out, guys.